What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? I have returned from the Nitosphere, and I have come to chat with y'all for some absolutely fun, crazy, wild shenanigans as I welcome you back, one and all, to the King Kaito live stream. I am your host, your humble host as always, the KINGKAITO, the King Kaito, and I have come back here to just share the crazy and goofiness that is known as this live stream. As you can hear now, I got some music. Finally, I have music playing. It's not going to be a deserted wasteland of non-music. It's not going to be a deserted wasteland of things not happening or things not working well. It's actually going to be some stuff that's fun, exhilarating, exciting. I have brought you all here because I have got some very interesting news about the situations that's going to be happening. Let me make sure that I have everything going well when it comes to the actual streaming schedule. Say screaming, you know it's been a while. Let me make sure I can hear my own audio. Seems to be a little problem, but I'm gonna get it going. Just gotta make sure everything is all fresh and cleared. Hey, the Loose Dragoon, what's up, man? What's up? Just a little audio check. Hopefully you can hear the music playing in the background. I hope that will be much appreciated, so I won't have to worry about too much. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back in the building, and I got some stuff that I want to discuss with everybody. There you go. Absolutely marvelous. I don't want to make it too loud or anything. Now, while I was gone, I decided to reflect and understand that I am not having any fun when it comes to not streaming. And I won't lie to you all. That is a bummer when I when I'm not here streaming with you guys, and I want to make sure that gets covered. Why? So last week I thought I was going to have my teeth pulled out on Wednesday. Wasn't Wednesday. I thought it was going to be this Friday. It's not this Friday. It's actually more convenient. It's going to be next Monday, where I ain't got to worry about anybody else doing no other crazy mess and having anything, getting in the way of it. I'm going to have my teeth out. Yeah, I'm going to have my teeth completely out next Monday. So next Monday when it's out, yeah, that's gonna be the time where everything is all cleared with that, and that's the only thing I gotta worry about, because it wouldn't have worked on Friday, because Friday I had to get my hair cut and everything, so I didn't want to do that. It was gonna be weird, so I didn't want to do that. So I'm glad that the oral the oral dentist or the orthodontist said, yeah, we'll just do it on Monday, so don't worry about it. I said, all right, great. So now I'm on here. Now I'm going to be doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But that Sunday, I might not show up just because I want to prepare for the actual teeth pulling that's going to be next Monday on Halloween Day. But hey, Lewis, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for just hanging with your boy. Uh, I actually have music thanks to Caster. Caster, man. Caster has saved me a lot. Yeah, the sooner you do it, the sooner you can feel better by next weekend. Yep, true. Yeah, I just want it by next weekend. And even if it's pain I'm feeling with everything like that, I'm still gonna try, to do content. Even if it's going to be futile, I'm still gonna try and attempt. Cause I want to make this a reality. This Twitch, when I tell you I was fiending for it. I was pacing back and forth. I'm like, I gotta come back. I gotta come back. And now I'm back with music, and hopefully I'm going to by next week either buy the shirts or cut that ties off with the shirts or everything. Because I did say I was gonna give away a few shirts that I found from Hot Topic and just give it to people just to be nice. I might still do that, but I also will buy a adapter that's going to go to this to the HDMI so we can actually have some good type of gaming without overheating. If I have to do it now, I have to use this, which overheats a little bit, but I turned a lot of the other stuff off that don't need to be put on, other than Caster and Opera. So that's what's gonna be going on for that. So I watched a few things. First and foremost, I watched NXT Halloween Havoc, not NXT Takeover Halloween Havoc, just NXT Halloween Havoc. It was a good show. It was a lot of weird bump fest and everything like that. Just want to go over all the things that I saw because I did watch the whole thing, and I was thoroughly enjoying it. But it was like some stuff that you could kind of tell it wasn't needed. So first off, I want to talk about probably my favorite match of the night, which was the NXT North American Championship ladder match, which featured Wes Lee, or I think Oro Menza. Yeah, Oro Menza. It featured one of my new favorites, Nathan Frazier. Nathan Frazier is the truth. Don't get it twisted. He is definitely going to belong there. It included Von Wagner, and it included the former NXT North American Champion Carmelo Hayes. This match was a absolute train wreck of a match. Some crazy things happened all over the place that you would never expect. The Von Wagner spot, where Von Wagner threw this man Wesley onto the table, onto the announce table, was insanity. Absolute insanity. Nathan Frazier, as I said, he was almost like a breakout star because he did a lot of crazy moves. He did the reverse Spanish fly, or like an inverted Spanish fly, onto the ladder on Carmelo Hayes, which looks like it hit real good. It was a great connection. And he did a frog splash on the most hated heel in the match, Von Wagner, which everyone liked, including myself. And at the end of it, Wes Lee, the person who got flung, persevered through it all. No matter all the stuff that happened, he persevered, and he is now your new NXT North American champion. Then we have the other match. Then we have the other matches. I can't say the other match like it was one. The match that came after it was the casket match, which involved Apollo Crews and Grayson Waller. Happy Apollo Crews won because he needed his redemption in some way, but I did not like the fact that they tried to make him like the Undertaker almost, when nothing about him seemed to be horror based. Like, there's a lot of characters that you see. The reason why I like you're gonna tell there's a lot of matches I like because they didn't try to blend in too much with the theme of horror that crazily. This one unfortunately did, and it kind of sucked that Apollo Crews had to go through the actual casket like he did, and then for some reason they said the match is not over even though he went through it because the casket was too small, something that you could put Hornswoggle in. Then they brung another casket down there, which was, a little hokey, but hey, Apollo Crews won. It was a decent enough match as it needed to be, and that was the end of that. But before the match actually started, we had Alba Fire trying to take out all of Toxic Attraction in a Halloween, like a wicked Halloween type of place somewhere, and it was like, okay, I could kind of understand it, I can kind of get it, but it's getting a little bit stale, you know what I mean, when it comes to this whole Halloween thing. But it got the point. They had Jaden Carter, or I mean, I forgot the one girl's name, but they had her being the scared one, Gigi Dolan being the one that was super excited by it, and then they had um, Mandy Rose, who was basically just like, "Ah, I'm just over this. I'm just gonna do this anyway. We just got to drag her ass back, and we win the match. Alba Fire destroyed all of them, dragged Mandy Rose into the car, and drove back. She carried her into the car and drove her back. You would have thought she would have won the match. Like, Alba Fire was destined to win that match, right? I'm going to tell you about the rest of it after a while. So I believe the next match was... What was the next match? Because I think there was some I kind of faded from. But I remember there was a few matches that I was like, okay, I want to watch this a little bit. So I believe the next match was Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade. This match, it served a purpose. Not too big of a purpose, but it served the purpose of revenge. Roxanne Perez getting her exact revenge on Cora Jade, even though Cora took a lot of cheap tricks and everything like that in order to try to take her down. Eventually, Roxanne Perez got the victory with the pop rocks onto some chairs, and she got the victory. So it was a feel-good moment. You know, it was a pretty decent feel-good moment. It wasn't nothing too spectacular, but it was a pretty good, decent feel-good moment when it came to that. Next, man, we have Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp. I enjoyed this match, even though I didn't watch too much of it because I was like fading back and forth. But I did enjoy the match. It was a very enjoyable match, especially towards the end where Damon Kemp was actually pushing and muffing this man, Julius, into the actual ambulance truck. And he slammed the door, but he had his hands out. He had his actual hands out, and twice his hands got like hit by it. I'm like, Jesus, I know that hurts. I know that hurts. Why are you doing this? But eventually, Julius Creed got the win without any help from anybody. He beat Damon Kemp, and his brother, Brutus Creed, can still stay on the roster. And Diamond Mine is still in a way where it's like, okay, we got everything done and sorted out from here. So it's like nothing too wild, too crazy, but it was something like a little fun thing, you know. The next match, I don't know if there was actually a lot of matches, though. Oh, no. The next match then was the women's championship match between Alba Fire and Mandy Rose. Alba Fire taking a lot of the advantage so far. It looked like she was going to win because she had her beat at many of times. She even did the gory bomb. I don't know what she calls it as a finisher now. But just as soon as she got the victory, Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, and Jaden, whatever the fuck her name is, got in there. I'm not trying to say that like she don't mean anything, but I just don't remember her name. But eventually with that, some stuff happened back and forth, some good, some battles and stuff like that. But then they interfered, and then eventually Mandy Rose got the victory and retains the NXT Women's Championship. Then, the main event. Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov versus J.D. McDonough for the NXT Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a match, in my opinion, that was capitalized with Ilya and Braun Breaker. The segment they had, the slugfest, that was some good heat. That was some good horse battle. That was a good battle of like a person who was like easily bigger, easily stronger, easily tougher than Ilya Dragunov versus Ilya, who just on the other corner, just taking these hits from Braun and actually striking harder because he knew he was smaller. He knew he was like not at the same power, so he had to throw more, and threw more he did. It almost looked like he got the victory. He hit him with the Hail Constantine, the headbutt that he does, and it was almost for the victory until J.D. McDonough came in and stopped the count. Then J.D. McDonough and Ilya Dragunov fought outside, back and forth with a crazy just sequence of events. He even picked him up, and I don't know if it's called Devlin's side or McDonough's side, but he lifted him up and hit him with the Devlin side, which is the pop-up, you know, like suplex, like it's a pop-up Saito suplex or a back suplex, which almost looked like it was done. But then Ilya Dragunov came back afterwards, beat McDonough back down, and hit him with the headbutt again. Then goes back into the ring, faces off one-on-one with Braun Breaker again, but Braun Breaker was too strong, he was too tough, and eventually Braun Breaker spears Ilya Dragunov to retain his NXT championship. There was a lot of other things that happened in the background that had story bases, like the stuff with Joe Gacy and the former Grizzly Young Veterans. I forgot the name of the cult or anything, but yeah, you know, it was a lot of stuff. Yeah. Don't know much what MMA nor WWE, but I do know that you gotta know how to finish the job and not let your opponent hang around because they can come back and beat you. Yeah, yeah, a lot of times it's like you just gotta finish him. But you know, that's kind of like the story. The story basis of WWE is it's all choreographed, and but they did tell a nice story where you thought this person was gonna win. But you know, that was the stuff for NXT that I wanted to talk about. Uh, the other thing I'm gonna talk about, I'm actually gonna cut down the music for this because we're gonna get to some topics about the NFL. Before we even talk about, you know, the games that we saw, the people who won. Before we talk about any of that, let's take the elephant out of the room because I haven't watched too much football, but I want to talk about football since Lewis, you know a lot about football, and I'm noticing this season's been weird with, well, not weird in a bad way, weird in a good way, because there's a lot of teams I didn't expect to do well actually doing well. The Eagles, the Giants, like the Giants. The Jets ain't no slouches either. It's yeah, it's absolute chaos. The Cowboys I could kind of expect, you know, I could kind of expect. There's some that I didn't expect to go down. The Saints, the no, the Patriots is actually fine. The Patriots they're at least 300. The Saints, the Steelers, you know, teams like that. The Cardinals, I'm shocked about that. But yeah, NFC South is a dumpster fire division. Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. But what I wanted to talk about is one individual who many people would call the clown of the NFL. The actual wide receiver who oh, it's not that. Yeah, he is a clown too. But you know, the wide receiver that had a 6 year drought only rivaled by Jerry Rice and was a pivotal. Yes, you know exactly who it is. Who had a pivotal point in the Steelers, the, the Steelers, the Raiders, the Patriots, and eventually won the Super Bowl at least and got his stuff together, or so we thought, in the Buccaneers. And that is Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown has been he has been absolutely wildin'. First of all, the stuff that he did, I ain't even gonna talk about how he flashed. You know, like when he went and flashed people at poolside. Like dumped the lady to the ground, had no underwear on whatsoever, and flashed the people. That was already a straw that I didn't like. You know, I was already like, okay, he's just being goofy. He's just being real goofy, and I know the basis of that. But what he did on Twitter, or what he's been doing on Twitter regarding Tom Brady and Giselle, I don't understand why he's acting like this. The picture of him cropping out Tom Brady's like head and putting his on Tom Brady and having Giselle hug him, almost insinuating the fact that, hey, you slacking off too much. You ain't a family man no more. Somebody like me might take her from you, dog. And they had another one where they had a drawing of this man, a drawing of this man in the house of Tom Brady, sitting on his couch or seat, I believe, like he's going to have quarter relations with Giselle. I'm sorry if I get taken down from this, but that's straight pussy. That's You can't be deemed as a man after that. You can't be deemed as a real good guy after that by doing something like this. There's levels that he has crossed before, but that was just absolutely too much. And if Tom Brady went over to where Antonio Brown lives and brung a group of people to whoop his ass, I would not be sad. Because he has absolutely been on some bullshit. AB is something else, and he's clearly biting the hands of Brady and Bruce Arians. You know, the people that gave him a chance to get. Exactly. Like, the Bruce Arians thing where he said he didn't know about the injury, that Bruce Arians was kind of like tripping on that a little bit, but he didn't know 100% like if it was that bad of an injury or like that he can't play or not, because literally he went to one of the podcasts, right? He went to a podcast of whatever the groups were, and he said it wasn't even about my knee, it wasn't about my leg, it was about my injury. He said Tom Brady throwing it to other people instead of me, but he says I'm the best, right? He said, you my boy, Tom Brady my boy, why ain't he throwing it to me? Why ain't he giving me the snaps and the yards? Let's be real here. I'm just thinking, like, you do realize that there are a lot of. He even talked about Mike Evans and stuff like that, and making Mike Evans look like the villain if he is on the Buccaneers, because I don't want to mess up the name. But Mike Evans was a selfish player. He still is a selfish player. He's a very selfish player. If Tom Brady is gonna give the ball to Gronk, you have no say in it, because Gronk's out here and he's going to make business happen. If he's going to give it to Mike Evans or anybody else, he's there to win a football game. Antonio Brown's whole thing, Antonio Brown's entire mindset is, it's about me, not the team. And that is why I got pissed off at that. You can't come around thinking that it's about you 100% when it's a team game. That is stupidity at its finest. And he needed his ass whooped for that, because he was absolutely on some dumb shit. And I just don't know what to say about that. Yeah, that's when I saw that AB was really only concerned about AB. Yeah, like when he threw when he threw his actual gear, he threw his helmet, he threw the pads, he threw his shirt and everything, doing fucking jumping jacks off the field. Like, he was literally doing jumping jacks, running and high-fiving fans and everything like that, only for him to go outside, claimed it was about an injury, get picked up by one of his homies, and the homies records and says, hey, yo, talk to them, AB, come on, man. And then he said, oh, this is going to be great for my eventual Netflix series. Excuse me? A Netflix series? This is a game you're talking about. What does Netflix have to do with anything? Oh, let me turn this down so I don't crack too much. This is a game we're talking about. Your Netflix shit can happen after you won again. That Netflix thing don't got nothing to do with you right now when it came to the team. And he put that over the team. That's why I'm tired, man. I'm just tired of it. And my boy Mike Evans is one of the most unselfish players I've ever seen. He doesn't care who gets the ball. He really doesn't. He doesn't. You can see he don't care. He doesn't. He just wants a field and compete. He wants a field and complete team. Well, I think he meant full and complete, but I understand what you mean. A full and complete team and win for the Bucks. Exactly. He wanted to win for the Bucks. Hence why I'll cry when Mike Evans gets his call up to the Hall of Fame in about 10 years or so. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's the worst thing about this is? I'm not going to lie and say that Antonio Brown is not one of the best, like NFL wide receivers in history. Literally, I said he was on stretch to rival Jerry Rice. Antonio Brown is one of the greatest players that they had, and it makes it so much sad because I've seen Chisel Adonis, I've seen him and Mark Lover on the Home on Nuggets podcast talk about this a lot. When it comes to Antonio Brown, he could have did like anybody else. You could have waited until you were 40. You could have waited till you were 50 when you had nothing to do with football or you was at the tail end of your season, right? Like it's the final season for you. And you act wild and stuff like that, who cares? Fine. Your legacy is already cemented. He's in his prime right now, still. He is a father of 5. Let that sink in. He is a father of 5 children. At one point, somebody got to look over him, yank him by the freaking shirt of his, and say, yo, what are you doing, bro? Do you know what your kid's gonna look like? When you acting like this, you gotta call me, bro. This is stupid. And what I hate about that the most is you don't even see that. Because there's a lot of people on Twitter that's gonna say, oh, yo, keep doing you, man. Keep doing you, king. Keep doing you, God. You doing the best thing you can ever do. What? What? I don't understand. AB is 100% talented and able to get into the Hall of Fame. Sad to see him throw away his career and Hall of Fame chances. Just hoping he gets the mental health. That's all I want. I want his mental health. I want him to get the help he needs for this mental health and live a decent life. Yes, I want him to get fixed. I'm saying all this to say I still want him to get better. I still want him to get better 100%. And I know some of it is CTE, but come on, there's some stuff where you know damn well it's even more than just CTE. This is him going like it's half CTE and half him thinking his shit don't stink. And that's a problem you can't have in anything whatsoever. That's just stupidity to me. You can't fake that your shit don't stink in front of a live audience and think that you getting away with all that. You know what I mean? It's ludicrous. You can't just do that. What a real that's not what a Hall of Famer would do, you know? That's not Hall of Fame tendencies. See, he's not I hate to say this, but if he don't get the Hall of Fame nod, would anyone be mad? Except for people who are like the biggest stands of Antonio Brown, would anyone be mad? No, because they know how he acts. They know how he operates, and it's not going to go well when it comes to that situation. But, yeah, that's all for AB. That's all for the topic. I've done a bit of research. He has always been a bit weird, but that hit CTE definitely did something. Yeah, it definitely did something. It sparked more into it. It sparked more into it. Like, when the CTE stuff happened, it was basically him going full on crazy. But I don't want to get too much on the topic of that because I wanted to, focus on other stuff like let me put the music back on so we can continue this. This actually going to the end anyway. So maybe some Steelers fans might be upset if AB doesn't get it. Some might be upset that really liked AB and that cared for AB, but there's some that's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? But we're not gonna focus on that too much. The other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit during this, it was just about. Let's even talk about anime for a second. Let's go back to the anime talk that we had before, and let's go back to some of the anime that I want to see happen, or some anime that I'm kind of, or like a trope that I'm kind of tired of. There's this new anime. You know the anime I'm talking about, Lewis, where it's the girl with the pink hair and everything, and she's pretty much just That like they're forcing a date, like they're forcing to be together. I don't know what the name of that specific anime is, but I'll look it up right now because I've seen it and I'm like, that's you're not gonna get me with that. No, I don't think this is gonna work for me and my senses. But I've seen. Oh yeah, I heard about it, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to get into it, but it's a lot of people are saying it's already starting to be like another Rent a Girlfriend. But the sad thing about this is he's living with a girl already, but the girl is a tsundere, and she's already at the mindset of we're just pretending, right? Hiding the feelings of everything. I'm tired of that concept so much. Literally, what I want is this, and this is absolutely plain and simple. Give me an anime where you're not focusing so goddamn much on, impressing somebody else, and just be honest and say, I want you. So don't hide, don't sugarcoat, no anything like that. This is why I still say, even to this day, I am a fan of Marin. And I'm a fan of Marin for this specific reason. Marin, after a few episodes, knew what she wanted. She knew what she wanted, period. You can't hide, you can't sugarcoat. She knew who she wanted. She wanted Gojo. I'm happy by that, and that's why I like her the most, because there's so many animes now that are going to this trope of I'm hiding how I feel about you. That's what I enjoyed about Vermain in Gold. No BS there either. Exactly. I love that you said that. Because the whole show and series is literally about him and his, and his fucking woman. That's it. There's no other sugarcoating or anything. Sakura is the exact example, except for goddamn Minato with what he did. Because here's the thing. Minato, even with his crazy stuff and all the other antics and stuff, kisses Musubi, right? Musubi has continued to show that it don't matter who you bring, I still love you and I will not get mad. If that happens, you go out with her. Period. Period. Fuck all the other ones. They even had a little girl with it. I'm like, why are you choosing the little girl? She ain't even of age. Just take Musubi and call it a day. Why do they do this? I don't hate harems so much when it comes to. I mean, I hate it when it comes to the whole tsundere trope of getting punched, but what I can't stand more is when the one that likes him the most is in his face and he denies it, and vice versa. Dude saying, "Oh, I love you, I care for you, I want to be with you," and the woman just rejects him every single time. That don't make sense. I hate that. Just be honest. Yeah, Marin is based. Absolutely. My Dress Up Darling is very likely a top 10 anime of 2022 for me. Yeah. I, I wish there was more people like Marin. I do. I wish there was a lot more people like Marin. And I know everybody's going to be like, oh, why are you standing for Marin so much? She's a good woman that don't treat the person that she loves like crap. She actually shows she has the mad feelings for him no matter what. That's what you need. You need a Reese. From my... Oh, let me change music, actually. I'm going to switch it a little bit. Let's go to this for a second. Let me start from the front. There we go. I like Reese. It does a harem with no BS. You just need to give it a legit chance. I love. Here's the thing. High School DxD. I love that. High School DxD. I'm a fan of that because what I like is Rias cold to him, right? Cold to Issei for a little bit. Slowly but surely, she stopped. Everybody could talk shit about Sword Art Online and everything too, but that's the exact same way. Rias, Asuna, the same exact character. When it comes to just the trait of you hate the person or you're just real cold to them, slowly but surely that breaks down. Either you apologize or you say, hey, I misjudged you. I was wrong for that. Waifu material afterwards. Literally clingy. I like that. I like when there's a moment where the whole barrier of being defensive is broken. I like when when the barrier is finally broken and you don't have to walk on eggshells every few minutes when it comes to if she's going to hit you or not. After a while, it's like, no, it's just love regardless, and it's not going to be any of that old cliche bullshit no more. I mean, at the beginning, Rias was normal to Issei and just teased him a bit because she didn't know him, but then fell for him after she got to know the real Issei behind the pervertness. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Just she had to understand him, and I like when females are able to understand. Like, I haven't talked about Doki Doki Literature Club a lot, but one thing I loved, and I saw this on Tales of Stream, when it was the moment when Yuri came back in and she tried to, talk about everything with Sayori. It was either when Sayori did it for Natsuki or for Yuri. Sayori took a whole time to say, okay, let me fix this and let me see if I can get to know you better. And did the whole thing to try to get to know her better. Loved it. Loved it 100%. There needs to be more characters like that. And I don't care if it's something so small when it comes to that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. There needs to be more characters like that. If you were mean at first, if you were nice in the beginning, all I need you to do is be more understanding. And that's all I need. Just be understanding of who this person is. Try to fix the bad and love him for the good. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else extra. You don't need to do anything else crazy. You don't need to do anything else out of the ordinary. Just do that 100%. You have my attention. 100% attention and nothing more. That's all I needed. So when it comes to that, I was set. I was set. I was cleared. I said, yes, I like you because you're actually doing something that nobody else could fucking do. You're actually being nice and you're actually understanding how this person reacts without acting like a fucking snob. Let me go back. Let me see what other music I can play at this time. Oh, we could play a little bit of this. More for some Tekken music. But that's just about the pet peeves that I have for that. I'm rambling a little bit, but hey, I'm back, so I'm gonna just ramble. And if people don't like that, they can suck it. um, let's also talk about some. Heck, what is to talk about? I was actually trying to think about cosplays again, but cosplays that I wanted to do again. It's just yeah, yeah. I was like, if people don't like it, they can they can't really do anything about it. I'm gonna see if I can add more people, or like see if more people are willing to join because I forgot like the bumbling shackle I am to actually give them the notification. But eh, they'll come in due time. But now, let's see what everybody else want to talk about. Lewis, what's been up with you, man? Cause since you're one of the main OGs, the person who from the beginning supported on here, let's see what you want to talk about. I kind of want to cosplay 1,000 Year Blood War Ichigo at some point. Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that. Um, Personally, I don't know who I want to cosplay. I think just for the sake of relaxation, I would want to cosplay just the bland, normal street walking Saitama from season one that just got the red and yellow hoodie, and it just has the opie right there. I just like that because I want to be, the laid back and chill version of him instead of wearing this whole outfit and doing the crazy stuff like that. That's not going to work. It's definitely not going to work 100%, and I'm not even going to attempt that. Saitama can be a vibe sometimes, yeah. He just a person that's a hero for fun, just wants his food, he wants his sales. He's a normal person, and sometimes you need normality when it comes to that. You need a person who's cool, checking all the vibes that you need, and just like, hey, we coolin'. So what you need from me, dog? That's all you need, man. You need somebody who's willing to just kick it. But they say with Ichigo, if you think about it, yeah, he just wants to kick it. Yeah, all he wants to do is just chill. I mean, I love characters who love going out there and fighting and just being in war. Like I love me Kenpachi, hands down. I love how Kenpachi is when he's like, when it's time for me to fight, it's on sight. And the fact that he has barely lost many matches, keeping that mantra means something. But there's also characters that you're kind of a fan of your Shikamaru's. You're a fan of your person that just like I'm vibing. I just wanna chill. You like characters like that. You grow to understand and appreciate characters like Shikamaru after a while. With your Rock Lees and with your Nejis and with your Sasuke's, you appreciate your Shikamaru. See what else there to talk about. I would, man, but there was some more topics though, because there was also the topic about the comedian who unfortunately passed away, Leslie Jordan. Hey, it just shows how sad the world can be when it comes to passings and deaths and stuff like that. You're here 1 minute, you're gone the next minute, and it's just like I didn't expect that, cause everybody is at the mindset of, even though death is inevitable, you don't expect anything like car accidents to happen that wildly out of nowhere, especially when it's somebody that's been on television a lot with his types of comedy. Like whenever it's a comedian, it kind of stings a little bit. I wasn't old enough to like really dig down deep into how personal of a connection it is when people heard of Patrice O'Neal passing, but it's definitely a blow when it comes to that in general. I mean, this year we lost Scott Hall from WWE. What other person we lost? Because there was a lot. I don't think it was as big of a loss as I think 2020 was the biggest, if I remember. I got to see how many people passed away in 2020, because there was some heavy ones in 2020 when it came to passing. And I know it's a topic that not a lot of people like to talk about, you know, like like when it talks about celebrities dealing with passings and deaths and stuff like that, but it's still a big thing to talk about. Oh, wow. Yeah, they showed I mean, 2020 was, I don't even know how that even became a thing of that year. Because early in the year, we lost Kobe. Early in the year, we lost Kobe, which was rough. Then we lost Chadwick Boseman down the line. Another heavy one that I'm like, damn, come on, we didn't have to lose him too, then, right? Then we lost Regis Philbin. We lost there was another big one. I mean, any passing, if you're a fan of them, is a big one regardless. But there was just a lot, if you think about Just a lot that happened. Oh, Jerry Stiller, dude from Seinfeld. I stopped short. It's like, what is happening with so many people just losing their lives? Even if it's not anything of their doing, it's still heavy. Just don't know. It's it's crazy. But but listening or hearing stuff like that always shows that you just got to be happy with whatever you do, no matter, just be happy and thankful with whatever you have regardless. And when it comes to things like that, it's always best to keep that mindset, because you'll never know what happens when it comes to a person's passing, when it comes to a person's life stories, even when it's like you see people living it up and everything. You'll know what happens behind closed doors. There's so many people now that's talking about COVID still rising back up, and the spread of depression is still kicking back in because so many prices are rising up too. It's just a lot, man. It's just an absolute lot. And I'm not sure if people can absolutely fully take it. But that's not anything that I want to dig too deep in about. But yeah, it just shows how short life is, and you just got to be thankful with what you have, no matter what situation happens. But now I don't think I wanted to stream too much anyway. I just wanted to come back and say that I'm back and wanted to do a quick stream right now because I don't want to get burnt out and not have anything else to talk about. But I'm glad I at least have music here. So when I come back tomorrow for a little bit of NXT commentary, because NXT is slightly getting my attention again. And I want to do stuff for NXT now because I didn't do it last week or the week after. I'm going to do that, tomorrow. But to Louis Dragoon, the one and only man himself, Louis Dragoon, thank you so much for stopping by. I may or may not be back for Monday Night Raw, either for the whole show or just like one clip if something really crazy happens, and I'll try to stream it sometime soon. But today was just a day to show that I'm back and I'm doing more live streams, and I'm gonna continue doing it until the wheels fall off. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I'm gonna be on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cause the Sunday streams, when it comes to the special ones, Sunday is gonna be like, yeah, it's definitely gonna be special ones for Sundays. Cause Sundays is the ones where I expect the break. And I might not be on next Monday because of the teeth pulling and everything like that. But whatever happens with that is what happens. So I hope everyone has a great day. Enjoy the rest of it. Don't let things weigh you down. Don't let things get to you. Don't let things break your mood. Have a great one, and always know 100% you are the best. Nobody else. You are. You the best. Look yourself in the mirror and say that 100%. You are the best and you are the greatest. No matter what comes at you, just know that you got this. You winning. So I'll see you all either tomorrow or later on tonight. Y'all have yourselves a magnificent night for now.